in our comfortable seat. No stress if you need to get a few things settled before you do that. Any comfortable seat that really lets you settle into your practice this morning. Doesn't have to be cross-legged. Maybe you're sliding a block or a rolled up blanket below your sit bones. And we'll just give ourselves some time to settle into our mat. Maybe we are just waking up, or perhaps we've been going at it all day. But no matter where you are, just take this time to quiet down and see if you can set your intentions for the day. You can start by scanning through your body, slowly moving up from the toes towards the crown of the head, scanning for any areas that might feel a little more tender. Maybe they need a little more attention today. Perhaps you're finding some areas where you're feeling a little more stagnant. Or there's some energy there that needs to be moved. No matter what comes up through your body scan, just do so with that compassionate eye. Try not to judge. Just being observant of what's here. See if you can find a posture that's just a little bit taller. That inspires others to sit taller in their seat. Maybe roll those shoulders down and back, making some more space for your chest and your heart to rise open. Let's settle into our sit bones and direct that breath down towards them. Direct that breath down towards the belly with ease, never forcing it. Maybe it feels good today to open up the mouth and sigh to let it go. Inhaling into that nice long spine. Again, setting into any intentions. Taking a look at if there's anything on that to-do list today and trying to find that balance between effort and ease, and finding that balance between effort and easing into it. Breathing into those spots that need a little bit more care, a little more attention. And exhaling, setting that intention to let go of anything that's holding you back from being fully present today. Whether it be a thought, maybe a pattern. Cement all of your being onto your mat with the intention of resetting your day, stepping with your best foot forward. We'll turn the palms up towards the sky, still resting them lightly onto the thighs, and we'll bring our left thumb and index finger to touch, and our right index and middle finger into the base of the palms. So we'll come into our alternate nostril breathing, just resetting and finding that even flow between both sides. So take a full breath in through the nose, and we'll not block off the right nostril with the right thumb. And as you exhale, exhale through the left. If you're feeling congested, do what you can. Inhale in through the left. And use your ring finger to block off that left nostril as you exhale through the right. Inhale in through the right. And block off the right as you exhale through the left. Continue that pattern, inhaling in through the left once the breath is done. Finding that gentle pause to find the opposite nostril and exhale through the right. Inhale in through the right. And exhale through the left. Take your time working from left to right. Noticing if one side feels particularly more congested than the other. And still working at getting that full quality of breath through both. Our Nadi Shodhana is balancing that sun and the moon energy, so our energetic and our calming energy. Great way to start the day. Set the precedent for moving forward in that calm and collected fashion. complete this last full round. Inhaling. Finding the gentle pause to alternate. Full exhale. Last deep inhale. And close off by exhaling completely through the left nostril. And keep the eyes closed, returning your right palm down onto your thigh. Come back to your natural breath. And just check in. See if anything has shifted. Maybe we're feeling more calm, more present, more still. And maybe not, and that's okay. Simply make your best effort to be here now. Turn the palms back down towards the thighs, resting them lightly, and we'll start to move with the breath. As you inhale, roll the shoulder blades up towards the earlobes, shrugging, and as you exhale, settle them back and down. You can keep the eyes closed if that feels intuitive to you. Inhale as you reach the shoulders up. Exhale, setting them down. You might notice that quality of breath getting a little deeper and fuller with that gentle movement. Allow it to flow naturally and easily for you. Finding the pace that's appropriate. Maybe slowing down if that's what you need. Complete this full circle before rotating back. Pull the shoulder blades back before lifting them up. Exhaling them down. Find some space between the shoulder blades. Maybe letting your palms slide forward and back onto the thighs. Allowing the spine to join the movement. Exhale. Complete this last inhale as you lift. Exhale the shoulders down. Pulling them back as you broaden through the collarbones. As you exhale, set the chin down towards the chest. Notice the length being created all the way down from the tip of the tailbone to the crown of the head. And breathe into the back of the neck. Keep the shoulders pulled down towards the hips. And as you exhale, let's roll the right ear down to the right shoulder. Let your head be heavy. Good morning, Nancy. Thanks for joining us. See if you can still anchor down through your left shoulder and your left elbows, keeping them heavy onto the mat, onto your thigh. And from here, keeping your ear where it is, maybe it feels good to walk your palm closer to the hip or behind the hip if it's on the mat. Find space in the front of that collarbone, front of the neck. If you want more, exhale, turn the chin and your gaze down towards the right shoulder. Take an account for any spots of tension. Breathe into them, make space, and then exhale, settle into that newfound space. Taking this last breath here. Before exhaling the chin down to the chest, coming back. Full breath into the back of the neck. And exhale, let's set the left ear down to the left shoulder. Good, maybe noticing one side might be tighter than the other. Keep that shoulder pulled back and down. And if you did so on the opposite side, maybe you're walking that right palm closer towards the hip or behind the hip on the mat. Find that comfortable point of tension, just drawing it back. And exhale, turning the chin down towards the left shoulder. Take an inventory. So focusing on that full breath, directing into the area of tension. And as you exhale, let's lower the chin down towards the chest, returning your right palm back onto the knee. And we'll start to lean back, holding onto the knees for some support, finding a nice rounding of the chin through the tailbone. No matter which your seat, adjust the thighs so that you're comfortable here. And on your inhale, let's pull the belly and the heart forward, allowing the heart to lift, shoulder blades to draw back. a little bit of back extension. Maybe it feels good to turn the gaze up to the sky. Still keeping the shoulders down and away from the ears. And as you exhale, let's come back into our neutral spine. We'll grab hold of our straps. And Nancy, if you don't have one, I'll recommend just a strap, or it could be a belt, even a belt from a house coat if you have one. And if you don't have anything near, that's okay. You can do it with them. So we'll grab hold of our strap. If your shoulders are particularly tight, I'll recommend going wider than in shoulder width. So if they're feeling a little more up to it today, you can do shoulder width. We want to keep our strap nice and taut so that there's no slack, and a small bend through the elbows. Now from here, imagine you're trying to reach the knuckles towards the wall in front of you, noticing how those shoulder blades come out wider, they're contracting. And as you exhale, let's pull the shoulder blades back together, keeping the shoulders down. You can do that a few more times, inhaling, reaching the knuckles towards the wall, exhaling them back. You might notice the muscles underneath your scapula, those shoulder blades start to wake up. Exhale all the way back. Good. And keeping the shoulders down, let's sweep the palms up to the sky. Good. So same motion. Inhale, lift the knuckles up towards the sky. And exhale, you're squeezing the sides of your back. Slide the shoulders onto your ribs. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you lower. If you have a hard time finding that motion, it could be good to just grab hold underneath that scapula and feel those muscles really working as you inhale and exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Still keeping some space underneath the ears. Good. And pulling in opposite directions with the palms, noticing space underneath the armpits here, underneath the triceps. Good. Taking this last inhale as you lift. Exhale as you set the shoulders down into their sockets. We'll reach the fingertips all the way forward. Good. Maybe grabbing a little wider if you're feeling tense at the top. Inhale as you lift. And as you exhale, let's bend the elbows, pulling that strap behind the head. Only go as far as what feels good, keeping those bottom ribs tight. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you reach all the way forward across the chest. Let's do twice more at the pace. That feels good. Exhale. Noticing those back muscles starting to wake up here. Make space through the fronts of the chest. Exhale. And complete this last flow round here. Exhale. Beautiful. Reach the knuckles up to the sky, sink down to the sit bones, maybe uncrossing the legs and finding the opposite cross if you're still in the same cross. And as you exhale, let's begin to reach the hands over towards the left side. Keep your right knee nice and heavy, your right hip firmly onto the mat. And breathe into the right side of the ribs. That left palm can be pulling onto the strap, getting deeper. And on inhale, come back to center. Exhale over to the right. Use your strap to guide that left arm over, keeping about the same space between the arms and the head. Remember to relax through the inner thighs so that your left knee is still heavy. Breathe into the right side of the ribs. And inhale, come back to center. Good, and we'll release the strap. Plant the palms down behind the hips. We'll unravel the legs. And set those heels about hip width apart, just ahead of you. Beautiful. And the palms are behind the back to help support as the belly and the heart lift. Small bend through the elbow here. So as you exhale, set the knees over towards the right side. Your left heel will peel off of the mat. Trying to keep the chest still tall and proud. Breathe into that rotation. Exhale, maybe rotate the torso over to the left, away from the knees. Could be just a subtle movement, just noticing any areas of tightness here. Coming onto those fingertips. Inhale, come back to center with the knees as well as the heart. And exhale, move over to the opposite side. Your knees float over to the left. Your right hip can peel off the mat. Take some time to lift through the crown. And if it feels good on this side, exhale, just a smidge of rotation over to the right. Good. Inhale. Return to center. Stack the knees. Bring the heart back between them. And as you exhale, float over to the right one more time. Exhale into a little more rotation of the torso if it's accessible. Maybe turning your gaze over to the left wall. Inhale, stack the knees, come back to center with the chest. And this last time here, exhale, knees to the left. Lift the crown, and exhale, maybe turn your gaze over to the right. Take this inventory, see what we're working with today. Inhale, stacks the knees, stacks the hips, and we'll extend the legs out nice and wide. Just a nice wide, comfortable spot, maybe a little bit wider than the edges of the mat. And keep the palms behind you for some support here. The palms are pressing into the mat, so you can lift the heart, just a little extension through the spine. If there's a little string pulling on the heart here. Breathe into the lungs. And you're pressing into the palms so that you're almost rooting forward into the fronts of the hips, pressing that space through the inner thighs. Exhale, release the pressure, bend the knees, setting the soles of the feet together into your bound angle. Closer that those heels are, the deeper the stretch. So find that point of comfortable tension as you grab hold of the knees, the ankles, or the feet. And we'll do that one more time. This time, lift through the heart. Just as we did with the straps, see if you can slide the shoulders back, almost pulling your heart and belly towards center. And if it feels good, exhale. Guide your belly forward, walking the palms ahead of the feet. Inhale, lifts the heart. Exhale, lowers. Maybe you haven't moved much, and that's okay. Taking this last breath just to find even just 1 more millimeter. Exhale, lower. Good. And we'll walk the palms back towards center. Come onto your tabletop, and we'll grab hold of that strap one more time. So from your table, knees are hip distance apart, and we'll set our strap just on the lower back. We'll place our palms on the edges of the strap. Hopefully it's long enough to get there. And it's just going to guide us as we move through our cats and cows. As you exhale, we'll start to round the back, really pressing into the strap so that we're rounding through the lower back. The strap I'm just finding is not quite long enough, so that's okay if you don't have it. Tap the chin and the tailbone. And on your inhale, let's reverse. Lower the belly, flare the sit bones as your heart pulls all the way forward. Use your tools if you have it. Exhale as you press into the strap. Press into the ground, dome the upper back. And inhale as you reverse into cow. Good. Now if you notice that you have particular tightness into the mid-back, maybe you're lifting that strap up towards the armpits, working on that nice rounding through the thoracic spine instead. Inhale as you reverse. Slide the shoulders back, broaden the collarbones on the cow. Exhale as you dome everything into the cat. Beautiful. This last full rotation from cat to cow. Exhale, round. And inhale, come back to center. You can remove that strap. Let's extend the right leg back behind you. Press down through the toes and press back through the heel. Notice the stretch through the back of the calf. And let's tuck the tailbone coming back into our cat. Tuck the chin, gazing down between the hips. Press through the palms. Notice the length to the front of the right hip. And inhale, let's reverse. Tailbone lifts, heart reaches forward, so does the gaze. Exhale as you round. Draw it in towards center, tuck. And inhale, reverse into cow. This last time, hit the pace that feels good. Exhale, tuck. Inhale. And come back to center. Let's Tuck the tailbone, keep the heart pulling forward towards the front of the room, and sway forward to lift that right foot off of the mat. Breaking up the abdominals, exhale, draw the right knee into the chest, maybe rounding the spine as you bring your chin towards the knee. And inhale, extend, reach the right leg all the way back, push forward through the crown of the head. Exhale as you round and tuck. Try to keep your body weight centered through both hips and both palms. Inhale and extend. Exhale, round. Checking in if you want more. Inhale, option of lifting the left fingertips all the way forward, or just walking them to the top of the mat. Exhale, back to center, knee to elbow. Inhale, reaching the arm away from the leg. This last time here, exhale, round. Inhale, extend and find length. Keep the right foot lifted, left palm plants down below the shoulder, and we'll cross the right leg over the left, so now it's on the left side of the mat. Push the hips over to the left, finding a little bit of space into the right hip. And if you'd like some more, exhale and turn your gaze over the left shoulder to find the right toes. See if you can wake up those lats, just like we did for our shoulder warm-up. Pull the left shoulder blade down towards the hip. That's squeezing action. And on your inhale, shift the gaze back to the front of the room. Reach the right leg all the way out, knee towards the right elbow, and we'll extend the right leg nice and long. See if you can stare through the outside border of the right foot. And if you're feeling like your wrists are bothering you, there's no harm in placing the forearms on some blocks if you have them. But as you exhale, let's guide the tailbone back. We're leaning back in towards the left heel. Inhale, swaying forward, keeping the outside edge of the right foot firmly planted. Exhaling back. Inhaling forward. Keep a small bend through that knee if it's too much. Exhale. Inhale. This last time here. Exhaling, really pressing down through the right hip. And inhale, come back to center, and we'll stack that right knee down behind the right hip. Place the palms upside down, so now your palms are facing towards the chest. Small bend through the elbows, and like we're doing a push-up here. Slowly lower the chest and the chin down towards the palms as you bend the elbows. And inhale, extend the arms as you keep pressing through the whole back side of the hand. Should feel a nice stretch to the forearms. Exhale as you lower. Inhale as you press. Now, if you want more, you can create some fists with your hands, noticing that tension and that stretch move all the way up towards the elbows or a little higher. Exhale. Inhale, press. Completing this last one here. Before flipping those palms back down towards center, extend the fingertips wide, point the index fingers towards the front of the mat, so there's a little bit of external rotation through the hands. And we'll start to draw some circles with the shoulders over the surface of the palms. The whole hand is firmly planted, and spread those fingertips wide so that you notice the stretch through the forearm, the wrist. Maybe you've been feeling it in the hands if you're someone who works with their hands a lot. And we'll flow in the opposite direction if you haven't already changed. Completing 2 or 3 rounds here. And some circulation moving in the hands and the wrists, forearms. Good, and we'll close off by stacking the shoulders over the palms. Now, if you're feeling like those wrists are feeling bothered, you can always set some blocks below the forearms instead. Choose your option. We'll extend the left leg back, press down through the toes, and root back through the heels. You push back into it. Find that nice comfortable stretch through the calf. And let's start with our cats and cows again. So as you exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine. As you draw the chin towards the tailbone. And inhale, reverse, sit bones lift, heart pulls forward, as well as the gaze. Exhale, round towards center. Inhale and reverse into cow. Do this last round here. Exhale. And keeping the tailbone tucked, pull the heart all the way forward so that your spine is nice and long. Lift the left toes off of the mat and push back for the heel. Keep the weight evenly centered between both hips and both palms, and as you exhale, pull the left knee in towards the chest, around the spine. Inhale and extend, push back through the heel, keeping your gaze down at the top of the mat. Exhale, round. Inhale and extend, finding that heat today. Exhale, round. And if you did so on the opposite side, stay centered as you maybe walk the right arm forward to the top of the mat, or peel it all the way off. Exhale, left knee towards right elbow. Inhale and extend. Exhale, top. Twice more here with the breath. Inhale. And you can find just a little more length through the whole body. Let's inhale into that length. Keep the left leg lifted as you plant your right palm down below the shoulder, and we'll hook the left leg over the right. Guide the hips over to the left. Find a little bit of space through the left side, maybe peeking down towards the left toes. Good, and then squeeze the right lat muscles. Find that recruitment to actively get deeper into the stretch. Deep breath into the wrists. Side, let it go. And inhale, turn the knees back to the front of the room. Lift the left foot, guide it, the left knee towards the left elbow, and we'll extend that left leg nice and long as we anchor down through the outside border of the foot. So from here, again, exhale, guide the tailbone back, maybe coming onto the right toes. Inhale as you sway forward. Now you'll notice that your left hip maybe wants to lift up a little bit. So long as there's no pain through the inner thigh or anywhere else, see if you can guide your left hip so that it's parallel with the floor. Inhale as you reach forward, and exhale as you sway back. Last time here. And we'll complete by stacking the shoulders over the palms, returning that left knee down below the left hip. And your choice, whether you'd like to rest in your child's pose, give your hips a little reset, or if you're craving a little more today, here's where you can tuck the toes and guide the hips up and back into your downward facing dog. No matter which pose that you've chosen, we'll be here for 3 to 5 breaths. Take your time getting comfortable, maybe walking your dog or rolling up the wrists in your child's pose. Coming back to the breath if you've lost it somewhere along the way. And come back to any intentions that you've set. What is it that we need from our practice so that we can step forward into our day with the best foot? Take your time these next 2 to 3 breaths. Just slowly roll all the way forward, walking the feet towards the top of the mat into your forward fold. It's our first deep fold of the day, so bend your knees as much as you need to drape over the legs nice and heavily. Maybe adding a little bit of sway, a little rock from side to side. Relax the back of the neck. Make it smooth as the crown reaches down towards the mat. On your inhale, bring the palms to your shins, lifting up halfway into your flat back. Pull the heart away from the sit bones. Shoulder blades pull back together. Exhale, slowly lower to the mat, forward fold. Tuck the tailbone. Let's use these 2 to 3 breaths to slowly gather the spine all the way up to the sky. Into your mountain pose. Sweep the hands up. And exhale, the palms to your heart center. Beautiful. From your mountain pose, let's lift all the toes off of the mat. And as you exhale, see if you can settle the baby toe, just the baby toe onto the earth. Maybe one side wants to do it, not the other. And see if you can slowly, intentionally set one toe onto the mat, all the way down to the big toe. Let's do that in reverse. Inhale, right toes lift. One toe at a time lifts off the mat, or maybe all of them at once. Exhale, slowly lower. Notice your whole lower leg start to wake up here. A wake up stretch. Inhale, lift this last time. And as you set them down, feel that gripping action of the soles of the feet onto the mat, waking up the lower calves, small bend of the knee, and surge up as you pull the kneecaps up towards the hips, and the glutes are nice and active. You can even feel a little bit more intuitive to even poke there, and you'll feel your muscles wake up. Bring the palms to heart center, press them in together, broaden through the collarbones, and lengthen through the back of the neck as the crown lifts up just a little bit higher to the sky. Taking this full breath, and as you exhale, reach the fingertips down to the mat. Flow into our waterfall, so inhale, reach up to the sky. Option of interlacing the fingers or grabbing hold of the right wrist with the left palm. Push down to your right foot, just the right fingertips lift. And exhale, guide the hips to the right, fingertips over to the left. Nice deep side bend here. Keep the shoulders away from the ears, and the same amount of space between both arms and both ears. Breathe into the right side. Anchor down through the foot. Inhale, lifts you up to the sky. Soft bend through the knees and reach the arms out wide as you swan dive to the mat into your forward fold. Might be comfortable to place the block below the palms, set below the shoulders. From here, let's begin to extend that left leg just a little bit so you feel a deeper stretch through the back of the thigh. Maybe you're coming into your rotation as your left palm comes to your hip, stacking the left shoulder over the right, and maybe guiding that left arm all the way up to the sky. Full in breath. Are you looking for more out of this stretch? If so, set your left palm behind the back, reaching down towards your right hip. Reaching down between the crease. Breathing in a little further into the rotation. Exhale, bend both knees. Let's lower back to center, returning the left palm to the mat. Inhale, the palms to shins, lifting up halfway. Exhale and forward fold. Use these 2 to 3 breaths to gather the spine. Notice how each vertebra is articulating one over the other here. Stack and rise to shine. Fingertips lift to the sky. Exhale, palms to heart center. Lifting all of the toes, doing it a little bit faster this time, setting one toe onto the mat at a time. Noticing the legs waking up, chest is broad, sweep the palms up to the sky, maybe interlacing the fingers or grabbing hold of the left wrist with right palm. Reach up with the left arm, press down through the left foot, and exhale, hips to the left, fingertips to the right. Good. Keep those bottom ribs drawn in. The glutes are active. Maybe turning your gaze underneath that left arm. These 2 breaths here, guided into the areas of most tension. Letting the exhale dissolve it away. Last full breath here. And inhale guides you back through center. Bend the knees, swan dive to the mat, and one last time, forward fold. Inhale, the palms to your shins, halfway lift your flat back. And exhale, fold forward. Again, the option of placing the block below your palms. Both knees are bent to begin with. And let's begin by finding a little extension through that right leg. Root down through your right heel. Maybe coming onto some tented fingertips as your right palm comes onto your right hip. And you start to unravel over to the right wall. See if you can draw that right shoulder back. Maybe guiding your arm to the sky. reaching equally towards the earth and the sky at the same time. And if it feels good, maybe you're finding the bind, reaching the arm behind the back towards your left hip. Last full breath here. And as you exhale, bend the right knee, return back to center, forward fold. Inhale the palms to your shins, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. You have the option of stepping directly back into your tall plank, or we'll flow through one more vinyasa, stepping back into tall plank, or step back into down dog, I should say. Exhale through your variation of chaturanga, maybe from the knees. Inhale, lift the heart up into cobra, squeeze the shoulders back, nice active through the back body. And exhale, stepping back into your down dog. Big toes can come to touch, and we'll take a step forward with the left foot. Might take a step or two to get there. Just place the foot on the outside edge of the palm, keeping your right knee lifted. You can place some blocks below the palms if that helps you find a little more length through the spine. And be sure that your knee is right over that left ankle. So as you inhale, let's sway forward onto the back tiptoes. Exhaling, swaying back into the heel. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Now this can be really intense, maybe first thing in the morning, so you can always do this one from the back knee, guiding the tailbone back, inhaling it forward. Let's do this one more time here. Exhale back into the heel. Inhale, swaying forward. And we'll stack that left knee over the ankle, set the right knee down onto the mat, untuck the toes, and reach the fingertips up to the sky, coming into your crescent. Good. Exhale, bend the elbows, squeeze the back into your cactus arms. Slide the shoulders down and away from the ears. If you're feeling a little wobbly here, you can take that left foot out a little bit wider. And as you exhale, let's cross the right arm over the left. Good. Optional grabbing hold of the shoulders, or if your eagle arms is accessible, you can place the backs of the palms to touch, or palm into palm. No matter where you are, those elbows will lift up to the sky, make space between the shoulder blades. Exhale as you round and tuck the elbow in towards the hips. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you lower. Good, maybe letting the spine join the movement. Inhale, the heart and the gaze reach up with the elbows. Exhale as you round. And this last time here, inhale, lift. Exhale, returning back to center and wanting the arms come into your cactus. Good, and we'll plant the palms onto the hips. See if you can push down into that right knee. Hopefully your knees aren't too tender. You'll notice how your glute activates here and you're getting a deeper stretch through that hip flexor. For more, right arm can lift up to the sky. Continue pushing down through that right knee. Deepen breath. Exhale, guiding the heart up. Abdominals are strong. Maybe lean back into a subtle back bend. Exhale. Let's frame the front foot, maybe grabbing hold of our blocks, walking our foot in line with the hips if it was walked out wide, and exhale into that half split. Tailbone guides itself back. Keep pointing the toes down onto the floor and roll the spine over the thigh. Exhale, guide the toes back, maybe just up to the sky. Spine lengthens, shoulder blades pull back. And exhale, guide the heart and the belly button down the left, towards the left ankle. Good, just a little adjustment, maybe pulling back through the left hip. Keeping those hips squared with the front edge. And on your next inhale, stamp the left foot firmly onto the mat. Reach the fingertips up to the sky. Option here of placing your right palm onto your lower back for some support as you reach the heart and the left fingertips up and back into a subtle back bend. Or if it's accessible, you have the option of placing a block on the inside of your right ankle as you reach back. No matter which option that you've chosen, just make sure that there's no pain for the lower back. Your abdominals are strong, your glutes are active, maybe extending your right arm to the sky, getting really graceful with it. And with the strong abdominals, let's slowly revolve back to center to frame the front foot. Tap the back toes, lifting the back knee, pressing back into your choice of your child's pose or your downward facing dog. Take your time. Listen to your spine, whatever it needs from you today. Maybe a bend through the knees, a little wider. Take these 2 breaths here. Deep inhale in through the belly. Exhale, side out. Last one here. And deep sigh. Making our way into the opposite side. Option of pressing back into your downward facing dog as you step the right foot forward to the outside edge of the right palm. You can place your blocks on the inside of the right foot below the shoulders. If you're settling that left knee down, if it's getting a little too intense. Inhale, let's sway those hips further forward and down on the inhale. Exhaling, guide the hips back into the heel. Just a small movement here. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Do that twice more. Exhaling back. And on your inhale, let's sway the shoulders over the palms, knee over the right ankle, setting the left knee down. Untuck the toes, and we'll walk the right foot out a little bit wider as we lift up into our kneeling crescent. Exhale, bend the elbows, squeeze the back, open it up into your cactus. Maybe noticing how your chest is a little further open than it was this morning. Exhale, sweep the left elbow over the right, the opposite of what we've done, placing the palms either on the shoulders or your choice of eagle arms. Inhale, guide the elbows up, you follow with the gaze. Exhale as you round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, top. Good, keep those legs nice and active. You're rooting down through the left knee. Exhale. This last time here, inhale, guide the heart up. Exhale, coming back to center, unraveling, coming back into your cactus arms. Knit the bottom ribs, squeeze the shoulder blades towards one another, and then plant your palms down onto the hips. Your right palm will stay onto your right hip. Left arm reaches up to the sky, maybe supporting the back of the head with the palm. Abdominals are strong as you lift the heart up and just a subtle back bend here. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Exhale, come back to center, placing the palms onto your blocks. Your foot can come in a little bit closer towards that right palm as we reverse into our half splits, or tailbone guides itself back. Keep pressing down through the toes, noticing the stretch to the front of the ankle. Curl the spine over the right leg. Inhale, lift the heart forward, lengthen the spine, and exhale, guide the toes up, maybe all the way back towards the hips. Just find that comfortable point of tension. Never any pain. With your nice long spine, lift the heart. Exhale, guide the belly button forward towards the right heel. I don't know about you, but I've always got one side that's just a whole different story than the other. Take your time just exploring what's the narrative there. And then maybe pulling back through the right hip. Spraying off at the front edge of the mat. Good. Inhale, step the right foot firmly down onto the mat. Coming back up into your kneeling crescent. Press down through your left knee. Get that left glute nice and active. Open up a little further through your right hip flexor. Exhale, right arm down, or sorry, left arm down onto your left hip. Your block can be placed on the inside of the right foot if that's where you want to go with it. Option of just leaning back slightly as your hips pull forward. Or if it's accessible, you can place your right palm either grabbing hold of your left ankle or your block. Abdominals are still strong. Shoulders are squared up at the front of the back. Maybe extending your left arm up. Last deep back bend here of the day. And as you exhale, let's support the back of the head, returning back to center. Plant the palms down onto the mat on the inside of the foot. And slide the right leg back into your table before setting the hips into heels and to your child's pose. So walk those palms forward. Find your comfortable stance for the knees. Maybe they're coming out a little wider, making space for the belly. Relax your forehead onto the mat. Maybe complement it with a nice little rock from side to side. Come back to your breath. Take these 2 to 3 breaths to slowly walk the palms in towards the knees. We'll gather the spine coming back into our comfortable seat. Remove the weight from the heels as you extend the legs all the way forward. We'll be done with the blocks, so your strap might come in handy, so you may want that nearby. We'll scoop those hips all the way forward as you come back onto our spine. Keep the knees bent. Plant the palms down towards the mat, and we'll press the lower back down towards the earth. We're coming into our glute bridge, so let's squeeze the glutes. Lift the hips off of the earth as you press down through the tops of the shoulders and the backs of the heels. Make sure there's no pain through the neck here. Wake up the glutes. Open up through the front body. And when you exhale, let's lower those hips a little closer to the left edge of the mat. Arms will come out wide like a T. And dial those knees over to the right. If they're feeling tense, you can slide a block below or between them. Maybe even sliding a closed up fist below. That's all you need. But if you'd like a little bit more, you can place your right palm on top of the left thigh like an anchor and guide the gaze over the left shoulder. Full breath into the twists, into the mid-spine. And exhale, settle into it. Last full breath here. And inhale, turn the gaze up to the sky. Turn the palms down as you contract the abdominals to stack the left and the right knee. Planting the palms down towards the hips as you come back into your glute bridge. Squeeze the glutes. This time imagine you're pulling the heels up towards the shoulder blades, waking up the hamstrings. Point up and forward with the tailbone. And on your exhale, we'll guide the hips over to the right edge of the mat. Guide the knees over to the left. Extend your arms out wide like a T. On your adjustment, maybe sliding a block or fist between or below the knees. Give gravity a second here to smooth down. Get deeper into the twist. Your gaze maybe turns over to the right shoulder. Taking these 2, 3 full breaths. Try to relax the collarbones. Relax the hips. See if you can inspire just a little bit more calmness through the muscles of the face. Taking in this last full breath into the upper right hip. Before turning the abdominals, contracting the abdominals, turning the palms down. And we'll just scoot the hips back to center. Pull the knees in towards the chest, nice big rock from side to side. And here's where our strap can come in handy one more time. We'll lace the strap through the soles of the feet, into a bit more of an assisted happy baby. If you're comfortable in a happy baby, you don't need the strap. You can always opt out. Send the knees out towards the opposite shoulders. See if you can guide the heels over the knees. That's where the strap can come in handy there. Try to relax the neck and smooth down through the lower back so your whole spine is in a straight line. We're coming in to a subtle rock from side to side. I'll scan for our body just this last time here. Is there anything else that would help you reset for the day? Are there any other lingering muscles that need your attention? If so, here's your full permission to make your way into those postures, or extend your arms and legs out wide into your variation of your Shavasana. You can support your knees onto some blocks if there's any pressure to the lower back. Any other comfortable posture. No matter where you are, try and find so much ease to the muscles that you feel gravity moving down onto your skin, inch by inch. Notice the edges of your body settling into the mat. And become attentive to your breath one more time. Observing that subtle flow in and out of the nose or the mouth. And all the other contractions within the body as the breath flows in. For these last few moments on your mat, I'd like you to visualize a little flame in the center of your being. With each breath in, it's like you're stoking your fire, giving it fresh oxygen to gradually grow fuller, brighter, and stronger. On the exhale, that flame burns through anything that isn't serving you right now. Let's visualize our breath, stoking that inner fire, getting us ready to take on our day, giving us energy to step forward with our best foot. Visualize that flame growing even bigger than the boundaries of your skin. Burning that flame with the intention of today. Give yourself this moment of gratitude for participating in this little morning ritual, for honoring your body, for resetting the pace and beginning again. You can gradually bring some small movements back into the fingers and the toes, rolling out the wrists and the ankles, or letting the head sway from side to side. Any movement that really lets you settle back into your body. Give yourself a nice big stretch, maybe a morning stretch from side to side. Make it authentic to you, and when you've had enough, draw the knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big rocking hug before rocking onto your side into your fetal position. And using 2 to 3 breaths to slowly rise back up into your seat. Settle onto your sit bones. When you're ready, you can gradually open the eyes. I love to start my day with some affirmation cards. Really great way to set your intention. Just take the time to pause and see what we need today. So instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. So that can be your intention for today, to pray for the highest good and let go of the outcome of the day. Let's bring our palms to our heart center. Maybe taking a second to honor that flame within us. Remembering that it's always there to fuel our day. It's been my pleasure to guide you through this morning practice, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. That light within me reflects the light within you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You have a good day too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shannelle. I missed your classes.
I've missed you too, Marcia.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good to see you today. Enjoy the rest of your week. You're halfway through.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Nancy.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good one.